Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sophia Lorette, and if you don't know who I am a 22-year-old stay-at-home mom to 3 under 3. Today I'm going to do the teen/young mom tag. If you notice, I did this tag about 3 years ago when I was a 19 and only a mom to 1. So if you'd like to watch that and see how my answers have changed since then, I'll link the video up here. So let's get into it. So the first question is, how old were you when you found out that you were pregnant? I took a pregnancy test about 5 days before my 19th birthday, so technically I was still 18, but for most of my pregnancy and my delivery, I was 19 years old. The second question is, what were your career plans before pregnancy and what are they now? Before I got pregnant, I actually wanted to be a forensic psychologist or a defense attorney, and I actually ended up dropping out about 2 months after I met my husband. My career plans as of now are just to be a stay-at-home mom and eventually be a homemaker. I've thought about going back to work a couple times, but since I plan on homeschooling, my kids are going to need me present a lot longer. And I also, let's be honest, I really don't want to work. I've been spoiled for about 6 years now without having to work. My husband didn't even expect me to work when we didn't have any kids. Question number 3 is, are you and your baby's daddy together today? The answer is yes. We got married when my first was about 8 months old, and we've now been married for almost 3 years. It'll be 3 years in September. It's so funny how life moves so fast. I feel like it was just last weekend when he was coming up to visit me every weekend in college, and now we have 3 under 3 and we live in a camper. And speaking of living in a camper, number 4 is, do you live with your parents? So the answer is yes, but we don't live with my parents, we live with my husband's parents. We were renting a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, but the owner decided that she wanted to sell the place, so we had to quickly decide what we were going to do. We didn't really want to spend too much more money on rent because we were getting ready to buy a house anyway. So instead we bought a camper, put it in my in-laws' backyard, and we are waiting to buy our dream house. We spend our night times out here and most of the day inside of the house with my in-laws, so we do technically live with them. There's 9 of us in the house. Things get a little bit crazy. If you'd like a more in-depth story about how we ended up in this camper, make sure you let me know in the comment section below. Question number 5 is, what is the hardest thing about being a young parent besides financial issues? I'd have to say the hardest thing is probably losing friends. When you have kids at such a young age, it's hard for the people around you to share that same mentality. I feel like once you have kids, you really need to mature and step up. You don't do a lot of partying, you're always at home, you're with your children, you're being a mother. For me, I was out of high school, so I don't feel like I had it as hard as younger teen moms, but a lot of my friends were in college, they were partying and they were going to bars once they hit 21, and I was getting pregnant and having babies. So when they asked me to go out and go to bars and go have fun, go party, I would have to tell them no because I was home doing the mother thing. I have no hard feelings toward those friends that I lost. I love them. I would love to reconnect with them maybe one day, but I would also really like them to know how hard it is to be a mom and how hard it is to do those things once you have children. You can't just decide last minute to go somewhere, especially with nursing babies. It's just very hard. Number 6 is, do you work? So I'm gonna answer this question yes and no. I'm a stay-at-home mom, which is a job within itself, but my husband does financially support me. I actually used to have an Etsy, but when I was pregnant with my 3rd, I decided to shut it down because everything just became too much. But I think when my kids are a little bit older, I would love to try it again. Number 7 is, how many friends do you have now compared to before pregnancy? Before I got pregnant, I was very much a social butterfly. I loved to party. Every weekend I was at parties and I had a ton of random friends. Now I literally have no friends. I have 1 to 2 local mom friends, but literally most of my friends are on the internet that I have met from TikTok. Question number 8 is your family closer now? Now, I've always had a really rocky relationship with my parents. I don't share too much on the internet about it just because I don't want anybody to get their feelings hurt or expose anybody or talk about things that some people may not want heard on the internet. I think now I definitely have a more cordial relationship with them. It was really important for me to let my children know who their grandparents were. When you have a difficult family, I think it's just important that you put those boundaries in place and really advocate for yourself and your family. Question number 9. Do you wish you had waited, and do you think other girls should be more careful? My answer is definitely no. I do not wish that I waited. I really like being a young mom. I feel like mothers are meant to be young. Now, I'm not going to tell you to go get pregnant at a super young age. I think it's important to have your financial stability as well as a stable relationship and home situation. But if you want a large family, I do recommend that you start in your early 20s. Number 10. Do you think shows like 16 and Pregnant and Teen Mom glorify pregnancy? I personally think they don't. I think they do a good job of showing the struggles of being a young mom in relationships, in home life with your parents, financially. I feel like actually a lot of teen moms on social media glorify it a lot more than these shows do. I feel like moms on social media don't like to show their hardships, while Teen Mom and 16 and Pregnant are there through it all. I actually think those shows do a very good job of showing what it is to realistically be a young mother and a teen mother. Number 11. Do you want more kids, and when? I think I am pretty okay with 3 under 3. However, lately I have been having a little bit of baby fever. Aria is just growing so fast. Like, she doesn't even seem like a baby to me anymore. And I know she's only 5 months, but it literally happens so fast. And if we do decide to have another, I would definitely shoot for 4 under 4, so it would be very soon. And the final question is, what's one thing you knew before you were pregnant? I think the 2 things that I wish I knew before pregnancy are, 1, how hard pregnancy is mentally, and 2, how hard childhood trauma affects you when you are trying to be a good parent. Breaking generational trauma is incredibly hard, and it takes a very strong-willed individual to break those cycles. So that concludes the teen/young mom tag. I think it was a fun video to do because you can go back and look 3 years ago when I was 19 and see how my answers differ from then to now. It's incredible how much can change in 3 years. I think that concludes my video for today, and if you have any more questions for me, make sure you leave them in the comment section below. As always, make sure you leave me a big old like if you like this video, and hit that subscribe button so you can see more of my beautiful face. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.